Feeling aimless, like you are going everywhere but nowhere in a direction or trajectory, is difficult. Because you feel like you should be doing something, that you aren't in the right spot, that you see all these other people having an idea of what they want when you feel like you're aimless, that no one else is doing anything that you want to do, that you don't find or resonate anybody or with anything, and it kind of feels lonely rather than alone, and you don't know what you're doing is right, but you don't think what you're doing is wrong. But deep down inside, you feel like you're lost because you see everyone around you feeling confident within their answers. And they say, I'm doing X, Y, and Z to get to E, F, and G. But you don't know what you want to do. And so you kind of feel aimless. And whereas beforehand you were in a different environment and you felt very welcomed in a sense of being able to do the unknown, to be able to have that ability to do anything creative that you could even imagine. And then when you go into another environment, it's not really not praised, but it's not held to the same esteem. That you don't know what you're doing, and the people that know what they're doing are praised. But then to the ones that don't, they're looked at sideways, and you're like, I don't know. And feeling aimless in a sea of which where people know the direction that they want to go is hard. Because deep down, you kind of compare yourself to others, and you see other people in a direction, and in a way you do the same thing that you tell other people that, oh, you want to do X, Y, and Z, but in actuality you don't know. And it feels lonely, and it feels kind of scary because no one thinks like you. No one sees the things that you do, and no one dreams the dreams that you have. And so you kind of feel like you're aimless, and that having that creativity is a bad thing because you don't fit the mold, and that you don't see what other people see, and that just because you don't have this grandiose idea that you don't want to pursue something, sorry, there's a bug in here, that you feel like you don't fit in is hard, especially when the majority of your time is with those people that you don't feel like you career align with, and you just wish you could be surrounded by people who were like-minded, but in a different way. And even if there were other people, it doesn't feel like there's other people because there's no one like you. There's not a single person in this world that thinks like you, that dreams like you, that has the ambitions like you. And I think you should really hold on to that, because there's a reason why you're different, and that you can't hold yourself to the same expectations as you did before, because you're not that person anymore, and you don't want to be that person anymore. And so you can't hold yourself to those same standards anymore because you've outgrown them. Because think about some of those habits that you did before. Did you get enough sleep? Were you treating your body nicely? Were you treating your mind nicely? Were you talking to yourself kindly? And if those answers were no to any of them, I want you to think if you would want to become that person again and to hold yourself to those standards again. because you know the answer. And it's going to be scary to see the change that is happening within you, and to see the change and the results in your specific area, whether it's work, whether it's school, whether it's with your friends, whether it's, I don't know. I really don't know. And it's scary kind of to think that how much you dull yourself to fit in, how much you kind of try to do what everybody else does so you can rise to the same occasion, so you can exceed at the same things that everyone else does that you compare yourself to. Because you deep down want to be like them. You want to have the ability to say that you want to have those goals, have those ambitions, but you know those wouldn't be fulfilling for you. You know that pursuing something in that genre, in that area of career, wouldn't be fulfilling for you. And so it's kind of scary sticking out like a sore thumb. It's kind of scary to feel like you don't belong and that you don't have those same goals, because all those people are praised and all those people are patted on the back because they want to do big things. But it's not to say that what you want to do isn't a big thing, because it's a big thing in its own right. And it's hard when you're surrounded by people, and especially those who have experience and more life experience than you, telling you what you should do, to suggest to do certain things, and for you to do something that you know yourself that you wouldn't want to do, but you're going against someone that you really respect and that you look up to. But sometimes maybe it doesn't have to be like that. Maybe it doesn't have to be the no's and the yeses. Maybe it can be a gray line. Sorry, I just wanted to see what time it was. Maybe it is just a thank you deep down, and that you might not know what you want to do, and that's fine. Because who's to say what anybody else does, they're going to stick with that. And I think you should really remember not to dull yourself, to not dull your creativity, and to really try and remain you even throughout this hardship, because you are not your job, you are not school, you aren't your major, you're not your career, you aren't even your partner, your friend, your significant other, because you're you. And all along, you've thought, maybe this just isn't for me, or maybe I just don't really enjoy this, and that maybe something else will come along. But at the same time, maybe it won't. And maybe it's time to try something new and to do something scary for yourself. Because do you want to say that you are doing something just to say you did it? Are you trying to just check off boxes, just to check off boxes? Because sometimes that's the answer that you can only answer, or that's sometimes the only question you can answer. And maybe that leap of faith is the thing that you've been trying to go for, but you just haven't known what to do. And maybe it's around the corner. And maybe it's the next thing that you should do. Because when you feel like you're not going anywhere, it's in the direction that you are supposed to be going. But sometimes trying to find the next direction to go is the scariest. And it's going to take some jumps. And it's going to be difficult. Because no one else has done it. Because no one else is like you. So don't let your light, your creativity, your passion be dulled by other people just to try to fit in. Because you and I were never meant to fit in. We were meant to do things that no one else has ever done. And you should always remember to have your light shine bright. Always. Food for thought.